I called, this is going to take about 10 minutes. It's called Make a Ballot Plan for your November 8th midterm ballot. So the resource document has all this stuff on it, and I've come up with 5 essential election websites, and these work for every single year, every single election. Yeah, and we do have an election every single year, right? So I'll go through these in detail, but real quick, it's the govotecolorado.gov website. That's the Colorado Secretary of State. That's where your voter registration is housed. There's bouldercountyvotes.gov. That's the Boulder County Clerk website. That's where you get all the voting logistics, drop-off locations, dates, all that kind of good stuff. bocodems.org is the Boulder County Democratic Party website. That's where you can look up your precinct leader and area coordinator info. That'll come up a little bit later too. bocovoter.org is the voter guide webpage that the Boulder County Democratic Party puts out. And of course, there's our website, longmontdems.org. And what's great about just kind of getting into the habit of logging into or pulling up longmontdems.org is that that's where we've got, you know, all of our blast updates and other updates. Like, for instance, if any of the information tonight needed a follow-up on it, we'll update that resource document, and that will be stored at longmontdems.org as well under the resources widget. Okay, govotecolorado.gov, Secretary of State's website, where your voter registration is housed. And the way you get to it is you call that up, you click Find My Registration, and just get into the habit of checking your voter registration regularly. Make sure your address is correct, make sure your affiliation is correct. And then there's this county and district info tab. Especially after redistricting, a lot of people don't know what their districts are. You know, some people have all of the same districts. About 70% of precinct numbers, I think, did change. So it's a good idea to always kind of look up this information with your voter registration. Boulder County Votes, you find election logistics, dates, deadlines. And the other thing that I didn't mention earlier is that they've released the sample ballot. You can also sign up for Ballot Track. I keep mentioning that because as much as we mention it, there's still a lot of people who aren't signed up for Ballot Track. Ballot Track lets you know when the ballot is on its way to you. And then once you drop it off, it lets you know when it's processed. So it's not a lot of texts per election, but it's kind of, I don't know, it feels good to know where your ballot's at. One good rule of thumb is if you have any voting questions, go to the bouldercountyvotes.gov website, the Boulder County Clerk's website. They get better and better every year, very thorough. So check the website first. And then if you don't find an answer, you can always call the clerk's office. Anytime I've called them, they've been around, they've been available. Also, if you've lost your ballot, lots of people do, call the clerk's office to get a replacement ballot. So the dates to remember. As I said earlier, October 17th, the clerk starts dropping ballots. The 24-hour drop boxes open on that day. Remember to fill out your whole ballot. Don't forget to sign the envelope before dropping it off or mailing it. You've got October 24th. That's when the vote centers open. The vote centers are more like a full service voting location. Hours are listed by city on the clerk's site. You know, if you go to the clerk's site, you'll see it like for Gun Barrel, Lafayette, Louisville, Superior, Longmont, Erie. Also, the ballot to go service starts on the 24th. That's where you can basically call the clerk. There's a special number for ballot to go. You call them, you get, you arrange to go straight to the clerk's office, drive up, and they will have a ballot waiting for you. And of course, the 24-hour drop boxes remain open until Election Day, Tuesday, November 8th until 7 p.m. Then 8 days before Election Day is the last day to register to vote or update your address in order to receive a ballot in the mail. But remember, Colorado has same-day registration. So that means you can stop at any vote center, register to vote, update your info, and vote up to and on Election Day, November 8th till 7 p.m. Halloween is the last recommended day to mail your ballot. But if you have concerns, make sure you mail it earlier or drop it off in person at a 24-hour drop box or at a vote center near you. And then the grand poobah of days, Election Day, November 8th. Oh, and remember, it's not just the first Tuesday of November. It's the first Tuesday after the first Monday. That's why it's on the 8th this year. So it's the last day to vote. Ballots are due by 7 p.m. last day to vote in person. Return your mail-in ballot to a 24-hour drop box or visit a vote center, or register and or vote by 7 p.m. Colorado has same-day registration. Here's the sample ballot. If you go to bouldercountyvotes.gov, it's on the information page, and it basically has an English or a Spanish sample ballot that you can download to kind of get a ballot preview. The sample ballot is for all of Boulder County. What will be unique to the ballot you receive at home is whether or not you reside within Longmont city limits. In that case, you would have the special election on there. And it's going to be distinctive to your own state Senate and state House districts. But the thing to remember, Longmont's state Senate District 17 is not up this year, but House District 11, which is all of Longmont, HD 19 to the east, HD 49 to the west and north, and Senate District 15 to the north are on Longmont area ballots. The state House races are every 2 years. State Senate races are every 4 years and are staggered. That's why you see SD 15 on the ballot, but SD 17 is not. So Go Vote Colorado, the two places to look up your district, as I mentioned before, govotecolorado.gov, but also bocodems.org on the Boulder County Democratic Party website. And in that case, you pull down the elections tab and to precinct information, and you'll not only see your districts, but your precinct leader contact info, also the area coordinator info. All of this information is going to be in the resource document. I know I'm going kind of fast, and it's a full ballot. You've got 17 seats, federal, statewide, state legislative, county seats, the regional transportation district is on your ballot. Your own ballot is district specific, of course. You're going to have the one city council special election seat, the candidates that we have here tonight, 11 statewide ballot measures, 3 county-wide measures, 3 Longmont ballot questions if you live in the Longmont city limits, also several judge retentions. And they changed the website. Okay, I was talking about the judge retentions. They've changed that website so that now it is judicialperformance.colorado. I will put that in the first document. I just found that out today. Go full screen. Okay, and watch for one of 80,000 Boulder County Democratic Party voter guides dropped at your door by your precinct leader and neighborhood volunteers. This voter guide is responsible. That might be a little, but I think it's responsible for the remarkably high turnout in Boulder County. Please consider helping out with voter guide drops. It's a lot of fun, especially if you do it with a partner. Again, by going to bocodems.org, pulling down under the elections tabs to your precinct information, you can find the contact information for your precinct leader. So please reach out to them and ask if they need help, and they most likely do. Also, for the last couple of years, the Boulder County Dems have done the voter guide webpage that you can find at bocovoter.org. It's bilingual, just like the printed voter guide, where you'll find a more comprehensive look at your ballot, including recommendations and rationale for what ballot measures and much more from the Boulder County Democratic Party. And it's still under construction right now, but it will be up and running and fully complete by the time we start dropping ballots the week of October 17th. Friends and family, if they need help, there's no need to persuade. You just simply have to share helpful information. Like, for instance, let's make a ballot plan together. So share what you know. Voter education. The thing about it is that it is positive. It's a great remedy to a pretty politically toxic environment. I'm sure everyone would agree. Voter education is empowering because you're taking ownership of your ballot. And why vote your whole ballot? Because leaving even one part of your ballot blank allows others to choose for you, and because every single office and ballot measure is important with a unique and vital function in our democracy. Your ballot makes democratic majorities possible, and democratic majorities create transformative law in Colorado and our nation. You know, protecting our vote. Democratic County Clerk Hillary Hall helped draft the legislation that made the mail-in ballot law for the state. And current clerk Molly Fitzpatrick has conducted 5 successful elections so far, including Colorado's first presidential primary. And 2 of those elections were conducted during a pandemic. She also provided a detailed and robust overview of what the clerk's office does to protect our nation's critical voting infrastructure, producing the Boulder County Elections Election Security Report. Protecting rights, reproductive equity, law enforcement integrity, local control over oil and gas operations, all drafted and sponsored by Democratic legislators, passed by the Colorado legislature's Democratic majorities, and then signed into law by a Democratic governor. We cannot risk losing the Democratic leadership we have. Longmont is finally poised to vote for a U.S. representative we can be proud of, Representative Neguse, having won a Legislative Action Award from the Bipartisan Policy Center just last summer, and having been instrumental in the passage of the infrastructure bill. Too much is at risk. We cannot lose Bennett like we lost Udall in 2014. It is a painful and sad irony that the Washington Post, as Mark Udall repeatedly warned of the looming threat on abortion rights during his campaign, well, the Washington Post called it a problem. So you know what to do. Use the resources we've listed, get to know your ballot, vote your whole ballot, share what you know with others. And if you're still frustrated, volunteer. We've got a resources widget on all the resources from, links, sample ballots, slides from tonight will be on this widget at longmontdems.org. And you can email any questions to us at longmontareadems@gmail.com. If we don't know the answer, we'll find somebody who knows. And all the widgets on the website.